This On Season 9, Episode 5, where we watch Are You the Finding the...
Start over.
I'm just going to start over. Welcome to This On Season 9, Episode 5, where I watch Finding the One, Season 1, Episode 1. And tequila says a lot about a person. I'm Chris Lorenz.
If you were to describe him in two animated characters, who would you choose? This is Brian.
When I go out with the boys and have a few drinks, I don't want a curfew. This is Noah Singer.
You've got great toes, by the way. This is Jägermaxter.
Those were quotes from this week's show. But last week, we watched Beast Games on Amazon, and you guys voted it a top third show. You agree with Mr. Noah Singer.
Very top. Yeah.
Noah Singer has rewatched the show at least twice at this point.
I haven't rewatched it, but I'm excitedly waiting the last episode, which comes out in about 36 hours or something.
Yeah. Right there with you, man.
All right, Noah, what show do we watch this week?
Yes. Finding the One is a reality dating show on Mnet, a South African channel, where friends and family of single people act as matchmakers to help them find their ideal partner, essentially putting the power of finding the one in the hands of those who know them best. It's a blind dating concept with a unique twist based on close connections. That is Finding the One on Mnet.
To be clear, it's on Amazon Prime, so Mnet is... You don't need Mnet to watch the show. And I guess it's not a funny story, but no one gave us any recommendations for any love shows to watch. And there seems to be a dearth of new love shows on network television, on any streaming network. Couldn't find a single one.
The writer's strike. It's getting us.
Yeah. So I went to Just Watch and sorted by trending, and this show showed up. So I'm like, okay, should we do this show? And we couldn't.
Is this show trending? I need to check Google Trends.
I don't know. I don't think it is. It was just on the list. I don't know how they calculate the list.
Yes, this is a show from 2019 from South Africa. Like, what kind of niche trend?
Well, it wasn't near the top of the list. Let's be clear.
Still, like,
well, that's how I found the show. So, like,
huge news. It is trending over the last 5 years in Vermont.
how'd you
So
find
random.
that tidbit? Like,
Trends.google.com.
well, either way, we watched it. I think, brief spoiler, it's a fine side watch show. Like, it's not great, but I don't think it's bad. So let's go over what this show is. It's there's one guy. His name is Will. He has three best friends who go through a dating site and profiles.
cite and quotes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did do quotes, but no one could see it.
Yes.
Including the people on the podcast, to be clear.
No. Yeah. We couldn't see. Nobody could see your quotes.
I know. And then two of the best friends like go meet these three women, and then Will and one of his best friends goes and like digs into people's houses and sees what they have, and then the three best friends get back together. They pick one, and Will goes on a date. Very succinct description of what's going on in the show.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to cover in this show. I think there's a lot of questionable choices.
There's a lot of minutia here to go over, but like
Lots
one
of
of the things I find fascinating is like we get Will's name, but I don't think we ever find out the best friends' names.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
I only know that because I was watching with captions. One of them is named Tahl. I keep to know the other guys, but they definitely have names.
Well, I assume they have names, Max.
They tell you their names. How's that?
I don't think they
minutia.
do.
Yeah, they definitely mentioned Gareth as well.
Oh, Gareth.
Yeah. There's definitely a Gareth.
Okay. Well,
granted, like I think I missed like where they did that too and picked this up as I went along. But
there's no Chirons.
This show could use Chirons, yes.
So they're in Johannesburg.
Joburg.
They're in like a suburb or something, right? Like,
yeah, they're not in Johannesburg, but they've said Johannesburg a couple times in the show.
Yeah.
So they're near there. As Max mentioned, he's looking for a woman that will let him go out with his friends and have no curfew. He's also looking for somebody that's sincere, likes his friends, is open-minded, a free spirit, has goals and aspirations, and wants to travel.
You're missing his number one need, Chris. She has to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first thing he says.
And he parties. So, like, he likes to go out and party. I feel like that's a big criteria when you're looking at, like, 30, around, like, older than 30. Like, if you're looking for somebody to party, that's not everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's really into this thing called the Rage Festival. I think he works for them.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, he's like the festival planner or something.
Yeah, and so Rage Festival was looking this up. It is a South African festival where thousands of matric students, I don't know, but matric students, matriculate maybe it's short, unite to celebrate freedom after 12 years of school.
Okay, so
high school students?
It looks like probably, high school going to college. Like, I'm just looking at their Instagram. It seems like high school going to college.
Okay, so I think we also have to bring up that it seems like previous to the show, the guy only dates 18 to 25-year-olds. So is this just his hunting ground that he also runs?
That's gross,
oh, God,
I didn't want to think about that.
That seems right on the money for these guys. I'm sorry. They give me the creeps.
Oh, these guys are... Yeah. There's another quote I had. Their guys are like, yeah, she's voluptuous in the right way. I noticed.
She doesn't have a banging... She doesn't have a good body, but she has a good booty. Like, they're very... locker room talk, but like just in front of everyone. I don't know if that's just South African culture, but it doesn't play well in 2025.
No, like the way I kind of like these guys seem to have the maturity of a 20-year-old, yet they seem like they're more 30, and so it's like a really off.
Yeah.
I definitely put down that his friends are part of the reason why he's single.
I don't know. I think a good reason he could be single, he's still in his party mode. And like, I feel like party mode is hard to like find someone.
I disagree. I think he could definitely be with someone. It's just not serious.
Yeah, no. And like, he's single because he's looking for something more than just, I don't know. Not that he can't find anyone. He's very attractive. I'm sure if he wanted to find somebody, I'm sure that could happen. Could he find somebody that wanted to go on a real date with him? That's a different question.
Yeah, he's a good-looking bloke. Blokey.
But he seems like standard, like almost white girl. Like, I want to travel. I'm looking for somebody with aspirations. Like, I'm just like, okay.
It was terrible. Yeah. I kind of want someone who's outgoing, but also doesn't mind a night inside, Like
wants to Netflix and chill sometimes, wants to go party.
Yeah, it's just like, bro. When people say that, it's like, oh yeah, I love to travel. How it's just come on. Yeah,
it's
music is great.
So 2 to 4 weeks a year. What else are you doing?
All right, bro. Yeah, terrible. Yeah, the Rage Festival is by far, I think, the most like unique edge. It's like, okay, that's like something different, creepy, petty, like PEDD, but
Well, he's a director at that company, whatever the fuck that means.
Rage Fest.
But Rage Fest is the thing they brought up, and
I
there's
think that just
lot of
means
shots.
he brings girls to the couch.
Oh,
There's a lot of like EDM style music and stuff going on, and his like intro video.
How many followers does this thing have? 36K followers.
Rage
Not
Fest. Yeah.
awful.
I mean, what is that in proportion to South Africa, right? Like, it's probably decent.
Could you find Will's social?
Probably
No.
not.
I've been trying to just get what his name really is.
Find him on
There's not even
LinkedIn.
a Wikipedia for this show. That's how, like,
there's probably a good reason for that.
like there's a baseline here, right? A goddamn Wikipedia. Come on.
Oh, there's usually not Wikipedia for the shows we do because we usually do the new ones, and they just haven't made Wikipedias for them yet.
I will tell you from lots of time in the corner, there's always a Wikipedia.
Not always. Not always.
No, always. Always. This is a new one.
Oof.
Yeah, this is very new. That like there's not much in the corner on this, you know.
Okay. All right. So, meanwhile, so we get introductions to Will. So then we get the three friends like sit together and like there's a tablet, and they like go through and fill out some dating profile. It's like unclear how real this is.
No, this is definitely like what is it, like 4400.localhost dot whatever.
Well, I know the website isn't a real website, but like, do they actually go through profiles and pick them, or do the producers just pick the three people?
Well, there was 5, right? I think they
showed 5 people, I think.
Yeah,
And then they picked 3.
yeah. I think this is all pre-planned. Like this show seems very.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it up. I don't know. Yeah. So obviously the black woman wasn't picked. And then
Wow, Trump's rollback of DEI strikes again.
I know South Africa was on top of it. To be fair, Trump was in power at the time of the show, so. So the first person we really get to meet is Laurie. She was 32. She's quote unquote very outgoing, ambitious, and that's all I wrote down about her profile. And then we meet her as they go on a group date with 2 of the guys, and all 3 of the women are there. And they learn how to stand up paddleboard, which looks very cold. Like not very cold, but like if you fell in that water, that would be very cold, is what I gathered.
Oh yeah. It was also funny, like they said, "Oh, we're gonna go stand up paddleboarding," but like they showed up to the meet and greet like very dressed, and then it was like flash cut. They're ready to go in the water, but it was like, oh wait, are these people gonna go in this water like very nicely put together? Like, oof.
I did think that too.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, what are they doing at their homes?
That is such a weird part to this show, to just be like, I'm going to go invade your home. And they're all okay with it.
What was the MTV show that did this? Wasn't there like Room Raiders or something?
Room Raiders,
Room
yeah.
Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
They sort of do this in If You Are the One, if you select like the video option.
Oh yeah, that's a deep pull, Max.
Deep cut.
Deep cut. Yeah, so they go to this house, and her house has like love and faith written on the wall. Very cliche. Seemed kind of like a boring house, for what I could tell. It didn't seem like it got a positive review from Will or whoever went with Will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was necessarily negative, but it wasn't positive.
There wasn't like, oh my god, this place is amazing. It was like, yeah, it's fine. It's put together.
Yeah. And then we meet Lauren, who,
Not to be confused with Lori.
which is she's 37. She's stubborn. She doesn't negotiate. She was asked, how crazy are you on a scale from 1 to 10? She said 13. So this is the level of crazy. This is a person. She's
Yep.
got some personality.
Famously, a great way to advertise yourself.
At least you're honest. Like you know what
Yeah.
you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
I mean,
When you're right, you're right.
yeah. I mean, there's reasons why some of these people are single. That's all we have to say. And then it seems like Will goes to Lauren's house and really likes Lauren's house. Like she leaves them chocolates and like she has like some sort of like, I don't know, art on the wall that he likes. And like there's tequila in the freezer and there's beers in the fridge. He's like, yeah, she likes to party. And I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, like this seems like, you know,
I could see that.
this
for
is
him.
the most I thought about, oh, this could be a good match. Is like they seem to be more inclined, like personality wise. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
They find like an adult game in the bedroom. There was kind of a funny bit where they were in the bathroom and found like a burnt book.
A burnt like Hogwarts book or something, and they were like, "Is she a witch?"
Yeah.
And they later find a note that's like, "I had a fire earlier this year, and that's why the gas doesn't work," or something.
Yeah. And then we meet our last contestant, Nadia, and she studies psychology. She's quote unquote a handful, whatever that means, and she's looking for her ride or die. And she doesn't party anymore, so like, cross her off the list. Just I don't understand how she's even available to be on this list at this point.
Yeah, I don't know how she made the cut.
The initial cut at all.
She lives with her parents. She's possibly religious.
She was the one with the Bible in her room.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
She also had a big bear in her room.
Oh,
Stuffed
huge.
Like a 6 foot tall bear.
Yeah.
It's very big.
And yeah, in person, she's kind of shy. She's fine, but it doesn't quite match the energy of the other two.
Mm-mm.
And then there was like the other minutia I want to bring up is that Will has a blow up doll. And
yes,
that's an interesting thing to bring up if you're friends with Will. Like, I don't know if that's something you really need to advertise to potential mates.
I have a weird take on this. Okay, I don't get blow up sex dolls because like I feel like something you're fucking has to have some weight to it, right? If it's just like weightless, what's the point?
So you
Right?
want the like expensive real doll.
Of course, I'm just saying like the blow up. What's the fucking point?
What about the legs? Have you guys watched Dave?
Not
Dave?
religiously.
So the show Dave,
With Little Dicky.
yeah, Little Dicky in the first season, he has like they're like relatively heavy, like silicone, but it's just like the bottom half of the woman.
Sure. All right. See, Dave knows what's up.
It's seemingly.
Wasn't there a show where Ray Romano had like a big sex doll? It was on Quibi.
Oh,
Probably
That does ring a bell.
like it does fit that like dark character he's trying to play more, right? It's like it fits that.
There's a movie called like Something and the Real Girl or something.
Oh yeah. Lars, right? Lars in a row.
Yeah, Lars and the real girl.
And Noah, how's the internet corner going for you?
So I got a tee up from our good friend Max.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, that's him. Very good sleuthing on Max's part. So yeah, found him on Instagram. He links to his link tree. He took a big turn after this show. So he started a consulting coaching firm to help empower people's mind and like embark on their self journey transformation. And he says in 2019, I was stuck in Jayberg in the rat race, with negative thoughts, endless grief, drinking my life away. One day I realized I needed to change, and he started his journey. He now lives in Indonesia on this like seemingly super nice hotel like development thing, and seems to really be enjoying himself, from what I can tell. Probably not a very rich lifestyle, but he just seems to be in his zone.
That's some great lore.
Yeah.
Every reality show should have a like, where are they now?
I gotta say though, I think we might have missed the boat here. So for his consulting practice, you can book time with him for a free discovery session. We could have booked him like right now.
We still can.
So right now, right, the time in Indonesia is 12:30 in the afternoon. Like, hop on the pod.
We need you. Tell us, give us the deets.
Right? But yeah, he went on this like whole journey. You can buy a $65 Udemy class from him to complete your personal transformation.
Is he married?
Doesn't seem like it. He definitely has a side piece.
She seems to be a long-term girlfriend of some sort.
She does, for sure.
But it's not spoilers. Laurie that got picked this episode.
No, her name is Alana Albrecht. And she lives in Indonesia with him on an island called Lombok, which is next to Bali. It's east of Bali.
Where my Java Lombok boys at? Y'all ever use Lombok?
Lombok.
I got you.
I just need to make a correction. So the Ray Romano sex doll show was called Made for Love. It was a HBO Max show. The Quibi I was thinking about was called Dummy, and it had Anna Kendrick and Dan Harmon. Was the one with the sex doll.
Not bad.
I forgot Ray Romano was in that show entirely. That was a good show. I never saw season 2, and you can't stream it anymore.
It was not worth it. You're not missing out.
Okay.
Yeah, but for any listeners, his IG is Wilson Wolf.
Catch up with your boy Will.
Yeah, he has some very nice surfing pictures. Seems like a very good surfer.
All right. Well, should we go end with our date here?
One thing I want to just tackle before we move on, I find it shocking that 2 guys in their 30s could not identify the language of her Bible was Portuguese. I feel like Portuguese is very identifiable. If you see an AO, it's Portuguese.
I wouldn't know that. I didn't know that.
Damn.
I mean, the rest of the show showed us what we're working with. Like, not a surprise.
It's close enough to Spanish. They call it Spanish.
Okay. Maybe this is just me.
You can, you know things. I don't. So that's just, you're a trivia master and I'm not. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
But these guys do seem a little bro-y. So for them not to know something so specific, that's not surprising. Not that it's specific.
It's just weird to be so broy at 32. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I say that as somebody who is semi-broy.
And you know what you're talking about.
You're just looking in the mirror, Max. You're looking in the mirror.
And you're 84 or something? I don't know. What are you coming up on?
My age?
Yeah.
Yeah, 83.
Right, yeah. So, potato.
All right.
Yep.
So Laurie wins, which we all disagree with, right? Lauren was the better choice. No,
I agree.
Yeah, no,
But
I think it was. I mean, she seemed crazy though. She had that crazy vibe.
she said she was crazy.
Yeah, that's like trust her when she says that.
Yeah, maybe it would have shown him something. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot what.
go
Oh
ahead.
no, there's some. This is kind of minutia, but I don't know if you guys caught this. They made a camel toe joke.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, they're like she
That
likes
was
camels. Will likes camel toes. Is crazy.
Yeah, I wrote that. I was like, I never rewind. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, she likes camels and Will likes camel toes. So that's something. As if like, oh, this is like clearly like one in the win column.
that just like shows how broy they are. They're just like anytime they could make a sex joke, they would.
Yeah, it was also just because like, we're going like more to the different part of the show, and one of the I think it was in this girl's house, Lori's. They pull out a bottle of tequila from her freezer and just drink straight from it.
Yeah.
That was at Lauren's house.
Was it Lauren? Like,
This
who
is
just
like
drinks from someone else's bottle? Like, you don't even pour yourself a cup. Like,
I think far worse is I think also maybe it was the first girl's house. One of the guys jumps on her bed with his sneakers on.
oh, I wrote that down.
ooh,
Yeah.
terrible.
That's fucked.
It's just so rude.
Yeah,
Do that to your own damn bed.
terrible.
Yeah. The date didn't seem like it went very well.
Where did the date take place?
Where did it take place, Noah?
What you doing? Nothing, chilling at the
Holiday Inn. Yeah, this is where they chose the Holiday Inn hotel bar, which there are some countries where a lot of the bar culture is focused in hotels. I don't think this is one of them. I am dumbfounded how they chose this.
Is that really a thing though? Like a lot of countries, like there's not really bars; it's just in the hotel.
I would say India is a pretty good example of like, yes, they exist, but a lot of the good bars are attached to hotels.
Interesting. I didn't even know that.
It could be also like South Africa is not like the safest country. So
Johannesburg is fine-ish.
I don't know. I just remember watching some South African, or what show was it? 99 Fiance the Other Way, where somebody moved to South Africa.
I remember that show where they all moved to Africa. Remember they wanted to leave America?
But they didn't move to South Africa.
No, I think they went to Nigeria. And,
Or they went somewhere else. Yes, I do remember that. That was very recent.
yeah.
Yeah. So they have this date. Like, Will thinks she's attractive, of course, but like, they don't really have a whole lot in common, from what I could tell.
But they get drinked up a little bit, or she gets very orientated, or she keeps saying that orientated. Yeah, but I mean, the date lasted for a while. Like it went from like daytime to nighttime.
Yeah.
And she ordered a Jägermeister, which terrible. Terrible.
Where's Jaeger from?
I don't know.
I want to say
Oh.
Germany, but let me look it up.
Probably, but maybe I don't know. Yeah. What else? My only note.
It is German. It's German.
Okay. My main note here is A, that he was at the Holiday Inn, and B, while their first meeting, he says, "You have great toes, by the way." Just as an aside.
Well, even like the first conversation like they are having with each other, he's like, what's the PC way of saying this? Like I fucking her. And so and he just goes over, yeah, you seem like you're in really good shape and everything, and he's just like staring at her tits. And it's like, bro.
Yep.
Bro.
I'm not sure that's the PC way to say it.
No. That's
I mean,
most
it's
PC.
fine enough.
Undressing with her eyes, perhaps.
Checking
yeah.
her out.
Male gazing.
like you said the exact opposite of PC. Trying to keep us away from the
It was kind of a joke.
trying to
That was
stay away
that
from
was
the
an
explicit
intentional.
tag.
Like,
I get it.
yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys know, like, I thought his friends were actually trying to pick up on these girls. Even though they were there for him. It was definitely like, are you trying to like hedge your bet here? I don't know if
Well,
you
they
guys got
claimed
that
at the beginning that all three of them had found love or like were in relationships. But who knows?
vibe. Yeah. Did you guys get that vibe that like they were actually flirting with them rather than like assessing them?
Well,
I
it
just think
seemed like
all of them are flirty.
all four of them are players. So like players gonna flirt. That's just like what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah.
So that's what I have about that. And then the show just kind of ends. They ask if they're going to go on a second date, and it seemed like that might happen. We didn't get definitive yeses, I think. But yeah. I can say that I missed it was the Holiday Inn because I had kind of was on my phone and I wasn't paying that much attention. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this show, after 20 minutes, I was like, oh my God, it's only been 20 minutes.
I definitely struggled for the last like 10 minutes. Took me an hour.
I see what's interesting for me. Like, I think the show is 40 minutes. Like, I actually did the first 20. Then the next 10, I was like, I was gone. Then I came back in.
Like it was, I feel like it was kind of interesting to think about who would be the best date for Will. Like, I don't know why. Normally, I don't get sucked into these things, but like the way, I don't know why. I was just sucked in. I wanted to also be involved. I don't know why.
I feel like we've definitely watched shows that are kind of this format, but not this exact format. It's kind of different, right?
Like I feel like you really get a sense of who Will is and who these women are just based on like the questions that were asked and like going into their house.
The
like,
room shit's crazy.
The house shit really, I think, takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
It's like,
And to be clear, right? Like, I mean, you said like the women put out chocolates for them, so it's like it's not like they're just barging in the house. Like, they know they're gonna come by, right? So it is set up a little bit, but definitely not over the top. It's like they definitely are just like, oh, well, whatever's in my fridge is gonna chill like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, somebody try to put away their sex game, or does somebody put the sex game out?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You know, or try to hide some things, or you put it out.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Who is the worst human being, and how could it not be the guy that put their shoes on somebody's bed?
I think that's good.
Yeah, I'm sold on that.
Yeah.
All right. What speed did Max watch the show at? Noah, what do you think?
Can I give you guys a clue?
Oh,
no clues.
No. I would just
Okay.
I think that he would have preferred to watch this at a higher speed, but it's a 1x, and I don't know what like I forgot. I know it's on Prime, but like I forget what features they offer. But just as that he had to tune out a little bit. I think if he had the speed control, he could have then stayed glued in, which is why I'm saying 1x.
Brian, what do you think? Brian,
You're on mute, Brian.
Or your microphone isn't working.
Yeah. I was like, why'd you go on mute? We're not in a meeting. You're on mute.
We'll let Brian figure out his microphone. I'm gonna go 1.5x.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, 1.5. Brian, are you ready? Yeah. All right, Max, what was it?
Okay, I want to start this off by saying here's a clue, and I think I'll let you guys tweak your answers based on it. I watch the show entirely on a treadmill.
On a treadmill. That's a long treadmill sesh.
I'm gonna stick with my answer. That doesn't change anything.
I'm 1.5. I'm doing it.
1x. I needed to stretch it out. I needed some reason to stay on the treadmill for 45 minutes.
That's a long sesh. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
Yeah.
Speaking of how long the show is, would the show be better as a Quibi or TikTok?
I could see it working as a Quibi.
Was Quibi dead yet? At this point,
I don't think so.
I don't think Quibi existed until after the show.
really?
Quibi is like a 2020
2020.
2020 to like May to October thing.
April 2020 to December 2020.
Yeah, like the one thing I was watching a show, it's like everyone was just so innocent. COVID was not a thing. Like
They're just living their life.
living their life, you know, coughing in faces.
Sneakers on beds.
Right.
Noah, will we ever get back to the carefree days of pre-COVID?
I don't know. Maybe 2 generations from now. Maybe.
I'm not. I don't know if that's like we can't be carefree anymore. No, I think it's fine.
I don't know. I mean, things like get better with time, you know? Who knows? Maybe we have like a medicine that kind of cures many, many things.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Have you seen what's going on in the government? That's not happening.
I did see that.
All right. We need some drinking rules for this show.
Drink.
So every time they find something weird in a house, take a drink. Brian, what do you got for me? Well, each episode will have like different stars of the show. So like, because like the three best friends are going to be somebody else. They're not going to be all bros. They could be women. I mean, it's possible.
I think it could be really interesting to compare and contrast a guy episode to a girl episode.
Max, do you have a drinking rule?
Not really.
Noah, you got one?
Every time they say something funny because it's South African, say a drink.
Oh,
Take a drink. Drink a drink.
not like what they said was funny. It's
No,
they
just
said
like
a word different because
like
they're-
orientated, like because we're American and they're South African. So it's like, oh, they said crisps instead of chips, or whatever.
It's pretty good. All right. Are we on to ratings already? Yeah. We do stack ranking system between top, middle, and bottom third. And some people stack rank in their stack ranks. What do you got for me, Brian? They were invited. What do you got for me, Noah?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between bottom and middle. I'm going back and forth. Like, I think at 40 minutes was too long. I think if they made it a tight 25-minute, like, it definitely could have been there. I think the only redeeming thing for middle is like just the transparent broiness to a certain degree of just like, wow, you're actually saying this shit. Like, okay, like kind of Raw, but give you credit for doing it. Glad it's not me. But I'm gonna put it. I think it's bottom. Yeah, I don't think it belongs in the middle, bottom, but definitely top of the top of the top of the bottom.
Yes, you must put a stack rank in your stack rank in your stack rank.
Yes.
Max, what do you got?
I wasn't bored most of the show, mostly because of the casting. Middle third, bottom of the middle.
Yeah, as I said, I think it's middle third. I was invested for some reason, and I could easily be on my phone and follow the show. Like, you could easily watch us on the side and just like do other stuff and come in and out. But I think dating shows can be miserable, and this one wasn't. It was, people seemed themselves. They seemed they were actually out for something. Whether that's like being somewhat of a player or not. He seemed invested in this process, and that's a lot for a dating show when we have 1v27 people, and that's just ridiculous garbage. So that's why this goes in the middle. Tell us what you thought about the show on Twitter at WhoBitThisOn. We'll have a poll there. Max, you been watching anything? Any shout outs?
I don't think so. Come back to me in a bit. Oh, you know what? I'm watching Taskmaster New Zealand season 4. It's good.
Noah, what do you got for me?
I don't think. I mean, I really spent most of my time watching the Beastmaster, and then started watching Paradise. It's like dripping every week on Hulu. I won't give much about it, but it's entertaining enough. Yeah, I think it's fine to watch. I personally, I don't like watching shows that drip out anymore. Like, I want my satisfaction all at once so I can binge it. And so that's the only heads up I'd give.
That's some fighting words right there.
I mean, I don't want the drip. Like, I think the drip, like, it's nice if, like, everyone's on the same drip. But, like, otherwise, like, oh, did you watch it? And spoilers, and you don't know. It's just like, I don't know. If there was a community, but there is no community on that, so no.
On what?
The drip. Like, who are you talking to about the week to week?
Yeah,
and like,
I talked to a lot of people about Severance. You don't watch Severance?
Yeah,
no,
I do.
because it's dripping.
Yeah, it's dripping. It's great. You get to think about the theories for next week. You get to sit with it. You don't have to like feel this pressure to watch the whole thing. So you can talk about it. It's great.
Episode 4 was great.
Yeah. Such a good show. It's like a mystery box show. You got to watch week to week.
Wait, no. Have you watched season 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just join the fun.
It's
I
fun.
mean,
Go over to Chris's house and watch it with him.
Made this thing like I don't know what I don't know. I didn't know there were people chatting about it, so I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Now I know.
I listen to 2 podcasts about Severance every week.
At first, I thought you were going to say Tupac, and I was like, oh, nice. I mean, if they're like 5-minute podcast episodes, then yeah.
I'm not saying you need to listen to podcasts. I'm just saying that the show is really good to watch week to week. There are some shows where I agree with you. It's not great to watch week to week.
This one is really working.
Severance is.
You don't need to listen to 2 hours of podcasts a week to enjoy it.
I just like that. You could not like it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you're allowed to.
So there's no channel on this. Is this like a DM thread?
I'm not talking about it with these guys. I'm just talking to other people.
We can talk about it.
Man, all right. I mean, I think the thing is like I don't see anyone. I work from home. I don't go anywhere.
Severance channel.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, Slack is a 2-way street here. You can bring up conversations.
But my default is I want to binge it, right? So like I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna bring people along.
I would love if every show was week to week. I don't want to binge.
Mm.
Yeah, but then I can wait. It's either if I choose to watch a week to week, great. If I choose not to, I can wait, just like Max or just like Noah's.
Hmm.
It's the same thing.
Well, I'll see if I can convince Beverly, because like if she's on board, then that's a dicey move
Yeah.
for me to leave her on the island.
Brian Yanmi shoutouts. This season so far has been better than last season.
I really disliked last season, and I saw episode 1 of this season, and I'm like, okay, return to form.
Yeah, it's back to just like kind of being on Earth and like dealing with Earth problems and not like this like extraterrestrial BS that last season kind of dealt with. And so I'm really enjoying this season. I'll end with this shout out. I watched this movie from 2019, shout out 2019, called Good Boys, which is like a coming of age story about some people in middle school and they get invited to their first kissing party or something. And it's just like a fun rated R comedy where they go on an adventure, and it's my favorite genre of comedy, or of one of my favorite genres of movies. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's very good. All right, tell us what. Oh, and next week we're gonna watch Extracted, season 1, episode 1. Get hyped.
What's Love Month about Extracted?
Yeah, we're not doing Love Month this year, guys. There's not enough love to go around for Love Month.
The year of no love.
Tell us what you thought about this show at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/WhoPutThisOn. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.